You guys know how much I love experiments, right? Well, my newest experiment, I want to utilize social media as a spiritual practice. See, I see the internet as the collective unconscious of the human race. And if you don't know what your unconscious is, it's what you're unaware of, those programs that are always running in the background that get you from A to B without you really having to think about it because you've done it so many times. There are loops, there are patterns that will continue unless we consciously make a new decision. So when I make a video and I put it out into the collective unconscious, it's like me saying a mantra into my mind. It's like me making a prayer to direct my intention in a new direction. And when I look at the world and our collective unconscious and what's playing, what loops we have going, we could really use some help, guys. We don't have the ability to really perceive the ideal point of focus. What is the end goal? Why are we doing all of this? Most of us are just confused as to where we are, and we're scared somebody's gonna fuck us over. And I believe I've reached a place in myself, in my own being, that is free of that fear, and that if I could share these concepts, they might help the collective unconscious. And I also understand that I have so much room to grow in many areas, and I have perceptions that are not true. And if I take the leap and put myself out on a limb and share what I believe to be true, I'm gonna meet people who are supporting me and people who are gonna conflict with my ideals. But guess what? Conflict is a gift. Where we clash, if we are both willing to sit there and continue to communicate and try to put on each other's perspectives, together we will find what's true. Maybe this one, maybe that one, maybe somewhere in between. And so if I'm willing to take the risk to share those deep beliefs, I may save myself a lifetime of believing in a delusion. And if I'm right, I may contribute something to others that I sure wish I had heard years ago. So, by sitting in front of this camera and bringing my mind to that which I love, I am able to be not only practicing and cultivating my own meditation, but exemplify the practice of bringing your mind to that which is good, which is God, which is love, which is right. Because we innately have our own navigation system within us. We know what is good and what is bad. Outside of the mind, deeper than the mind, we know that the heart sends twice as much information to the brain than the brain does to the heart. This is really our center. This is like an appendage that helps us move around in this dualistic world. But our source of our experience and our being is our heart. It's our core essence. And to become more in tune with that place and to learn and practice expressing from there, communicating from there, listening from there, I can feel what you're saying and how it feels inside of me. Is that right? Is that wrong? Does it make me uncomfortable? Why is that? Let's express it. Let's explore it. And this is a realm that I've been wanting to dive more deeply into for a long time. I've taken action locally. I've got some close friends that I get together with regularly, and we each share our practices, our experiences, those things that have brought us into this state of present moment awareness. And so that I can have multiple perspectives of how I may come into that state, multiple ways that I could phrase those feelings and put that ineffable nature into words, because this state that we're talking about is paradoxical. It's indefinable. You could never put it into words because it's before duality. But we can use our words to direct ourselves to that place. And the reason why I am so driven to be there is that because when I am there, life is joyful. It all unfolds so effortlessly. And I get to witness it as it's happening. It's new, it's novel, it's true, it's honest, it's a relief by expressing those intentions that I have within myself. it's profound. It's just the most enjoyable place you could be. Doesn't matter where you are. They could lock you up and you could still have that peace. That's the thing that can never be taken away from you. That is the most valuable point to be driven to cultivate, in my perspective. And I'm open for conflicting views, but we cultivate so much time building our bank accounts and building our houses. But where's our connection with God? Where's our connection with Spirit? What do we believe we are, who we are, and what all this is? Because that is ultimately the origin of all of your suffering or your joy. And I believe it's innately our nature to be joyful. And so, this is my practice. And I appreciate you guys for taking time to listen. If you have feelings, reflections that come out of that and you want to express those, please do. We can just keep the conversation going. And this is going to be primarily what my channel's about now. I will fractal down the pyramid into more physical, mundane practices like training and diet and environmental factors, but primarily my interests lie in the psyche and the use of the mind to bring our awareness into the present so that we can express ourselves fully and honestly. That's what I see and wish for the world. When I see everybody getting pissed off at each other, I see a fundamental lack of understanding of who you are. Who do you think you're arguing with? And maybe I'll save that for the next video. I would love to hear what you have to think when I say that. When you think about these evil people out there, who are they? Do you really believe there's somebody separate than you are? Is there really an external force that can harm you or do you wrong? So, thank you for being here with me. I'm stoked for the people that resonate with this and we get to continue the conversation and develop it, and looking forward to seeing how this experiment goes. Every day for 30 days. I just made that up, but I'll stick to it. Let's do it. See you tomorrow. Aloha.